Minefield Publishing, the place where you unleash your creative genius. Write the book you've always dreamed of. Tell that unique story of yours. Minefield Publishing is a place to be for both online and print publishing. Welcome to Minefield Publishing Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn live interview. Meet your host, Edentu Oroso, the author of the #1 Amazon bestseller, Titan Race.
Hello, and beauty.
Hello.
I'm your host, Edentu Oroso. This evening, I have with me an award-winning author. His debut novel, Eagle Drive, just won the Association of Nigerian Authors Prize for Prose Fiction in 2020. I'm talking about Terna Abu. Terna, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel? Yeah, my first question. How does it feel being a winner of the prize for prose for 2020, Anna? How do you feel?
I must say it feel very good, even though it was something I was not really expecting. But I must say I am thankful and I am grateful to Anna for finding my novel worthy to win.
Okay, how long did it take you to write the novel, Eagle Drive, and what was the inspiration behind it? How long did it take you to write Drive, and what inspired you? What was the inspiration behind Eagle Drive?
Okay, generally it has been mostly experiences around me. I have witnessed young men try their hands on business and putting all their effort and everything in, and still were not, in most cases, could not find the success they deserve. It was some of these challenges they faced that I wanted people to know. They make up a greater part of the work, Eagle Drive. The challenges young men face to venture into business and make their dreams come true.
How long have you been writing? I can hear you very well.
Okay, sorry. I started writing not too long ago, and I started, it was more like by accident. There is this magazine that wanted me to write an article. Before then, I've not really written anything. I wrote the article for the magazine, and many people called to say that it was a very good article. That encouraged me, and that was when I realized that, okay, so I can write. So when ideas started coming to my head, when I started seeing young men and young women making efforts to have their dreams fulfilled and not being able to, that was when the idea came to me that I should write a novel. Apart from the article I wrote, I ended up writing many other articles. Then I said, let me take one article and also write a book, a novel. That was where the idea of writing the novel came.
Okay. Winning a prize has its own, comes with its own validation in terms of respect out there. What has been the reception so far? What has been the reaction from your fans, from your family, from other members since we won the honor prize?
The reaction has been quite good. I must say that. Some people have to encourage them and to appreciate the work. And many people come to read the work, and they always say that they really enjoy reading it, and they are looking forward to seeing more work from me. That has been another source of encouragement. As a result, I've really been thinking of writing more. In fact, I've already started writing. It's just a matter of time before I'm able to put it together and finish it. There's been a very good encouragement from all my friends, relatives, and other people.
Do you have the hard copy of the book there? Maybe you can raise it for your fans out there to take a look at the status of the book.
Yes, just a minute. Yeah, this is the walk.
Okay, that's Speedway Drive. Abu. All right.
Yeah.
Please read a few paragraphs for us.
Sorry?
Can you please read a few paragraphs for us? Let's get to feel the book. What's
all right? I'll do that. All right. From anywhere or I can choose any place and read, Abby.
Any place of your choice. You can start from chapter 1. You can start any place of your choice.
Okay. Okay, I open at random and I will read. In the days that follow, thoughts of marriage did not leave Bembo's mind. So occupied, the idea of marriage had receded far to the background. Bembo had to admit that his business was no longer sufficient to give him the satisfaction he needed as a man. He needed a wife, and now, with the additional desire to have his daughter closer, and a trusted person to assist him to achieve his goals, he knew the time to act. On a Sunday after church service, Bembo settled in the sitting room and began to ponder over the events of the past few days. He was so engrossed in his thoughts that he did not even notice when Wilfred walked into the sitting room until he began. I hope there is no problem, Wilfred Yaji asked. Bembo hesitated, unsure whether it would be of any use discussing what occupied his mind with Wilfred. Then he remembered the word of his mentor. Always be open, for you never know where the most valuable ideas may come from. The startup capital of my new business venture is turning out to be a bigger issue than I had imagined. Bembo said, I need at least 20 million naira. That is almost twice the capital I had thought would be needed to start a beans processing venture. I don't have that much money. It is said that a good business idea attracts capital, Wilfred said, encouraging. Perhaps if you explore some other sources of finance, you may come up with something. That's exactly what I have been considering. And so far, I can think of 3 options. First, to gradually save money from my grocery stores. Second, to take a loan. Third, to seek for partnership. Does that continue?
It's your choice. You can read maybe one or 2 paragraphs more. I mean, the idea is just to let people know what the book is all about.
Yeah, let me read 2 more paragraphs. I will say, raising the required capital from your business is the best option. Wilfred said, that way you will have full control over the business and will not be under any pressure from creditors. Pay those might indulgence. Naturally, that's anyone's first option. So it's not as straightforward as it looks. You see, by my calculations, a minimum of 6 years is required to raise the capital needed. That is if everything goes smoothly. However, I have experienced robberies every year since I started this business. This shows that the possibility of running into problems is more likely than a 6 years mod thing. And if I experience any more problems, the period required for the required capital will extend indefinitely. That is why I'm thinking more about taking a loan. What Wilfred agreed, but you may need to consider saving more and going for the loan at the same time.
Okay. Chatting with Terna Abu, winner of Association of Nigerian Authors Prize for Prose 2020, and he just read excerpts from his book, River Drive. We'll be right back after this timer.
Minefield Publishing, the place where you unleash your creative genius. Write the book you've always dreamed of. Tell that unique story of yours. Minefield Publishing is a place to be for both online and print publishing. Welcome to Minefield Publishing Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn live interview. Meet your host, Edentu Oroso, the author of the #1 Amazon bestseller, Titan Race.
Welcome back. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm chatting with Mr. Terna Abu. I want to ask, what are the things conveyed in that book, River Drive? What things are conveyed in River Drive?
Sorry?
What are the things in River Drive? What are the things in River Drive? What are the themes? What exactly is Eagle Drive all about?
Okay, what are the themes? Okay, all right. Well, Eagle Drive combines business and love. Basically, it's a story about growing a business, and it combines the two main themes of Eagle Drive: love and business.
Does the two go hand in hand? I'm just being mischievous here. Business and love, do they go hand in hand?
Yeah, love basically is a part of life. There is nothing you will do in this life that love will not be a part of it. So basically, love goes with virtually everything, and love combined with business perfectly in the case of Eagle Drive.
Okay, in a nutshell, can you give us a synopsis of Eagle Drive? What is just a summary of what the book is all about for those who would like to get copies of it?
Okay. Eagle Drive is the story of a young man who recognized his dream at a very early age, while he was still in secondary school at the age of 14. Encouraged by the teachings of his teacher, he came to realize that he needed to be an entrepreneur. From that day, at the age of 14, he dreamt it, lived it, and everything he did from that day was centered around eventually becoming an entrepreneur. He went to school. While working, everything was geared towards eventually fulfilling his dream. And along the way, while he was struggling to put all these things together, he found love. Unfortunately, he lost this love as a result of health issues. It was discovered that he and a lady that he had fallen in love with are both of AS genotype. So they had to terminate the relationship. But the love that bounded them together was so strong that many years later, fate still brought them together. And this time, they could not separate from each other. They had to stay together and remain together and eventually got married. And with this one lady that really understood the protagonist, he was able to focus better and eventually was able to fulfill his dream of becoming an entrepreneur and employing people, creating jobs. That's the summary.
It's very interesting. Now I can see the connectivity between business and love. The man wanted to be a very successful businessman, and in the process, he fell in love, and due to their genotype, they fell apart, and then fate brought them back together. What a lovely story! Yes, I know viewers are watching us, and where can people get copies of Ego Drive? Is it online? Is it on Amazon where they can buy?
Yes. But at the moment, you can find it on Amazon. And in some bookshops, you can still find it at sorry, I forgot the name of some of the bookshops that we placed them in. But
right?
Easy. Sorry?
Bookshops in State.
Makurdi. But you can also get a copy by contacting me directly.
Okay, give them your phone number or your email or something for those who want to get a copy.
Yes, yes. Maybe I will call the number. If you are able to get the phone number 08037086142. The number again 08037086142. Or you can also reach me by email. Email is just Terna Abu at gmail.com. Or I can spell it TRNAABU at gmail.com. That's at gmail.com.
Mr. Terna Abu, he has told you his number by a copy of Ego Drive, by award-winning Ego Drive. He won the Anna Prize for Prose in 2020. You can also reach him by email, terna@gmail.com, right?
Yes.
Ego Drive is an interesting story. I have a copy actually. I didn't come with it. It's in my place in Rwanda, but I have a copy, and it has been reviewed in Facebook Square, and prizes have also been won for those who review the book. You can check it on Facebook Square. It's a lovely platform where you get to book monthly. And we're speaking, talking to him live. I want to ask, if you're asked to motivate or inspire young writers out there, what would be your advice?
To people that I don't get the last part of the statement.
Those who have already published, who want to also win. I said, what would be your advice?
To people who are writing.
Writers, both aspiring writers and publish.
Okay. I get you now. Well, my advice is this: if you have an idea, don't be afraid. Go ahead and put what you have down. Go ahead and write. Put in your best, and don't rush to publish. After writing, get some people to go through it, edit. No matter how good you are at writing, there will always be some mistakes you make without knowing them. Because you are writing yourself and you are going through it yourself, you may not be able to notice these mistakes until somebody else, an independent person, goes through it. You will most likely pick out some of the little errors that you made. You yourself will not notice because it is your writing. So always get somebody to edit your work for you, to wait for you before you go ahead.
Okay.
And
What's your best writing play? What's the environment encourages or enhances the writing? What's the best moment in terms of writing? Is it at night? Is it in a quiet place? Is it in a noisy place?
I'll talk about myself. I don't have a particular time of writing. I write when I sit down, open my computer, my laptop, and the moon. It may be in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the night. Sometimes I write better in the morning, sometimes in the night. It depends on the mood. Sometimes I just discover that everything may become quiet, but my mind may not be there. So I don't bother myself. But anytime I sit and I start writing and going, I know that that's the right thing. I continue until I get tired. I just continue all day. But once I start feeling tired, I stop.
Are we expecting anything?
Sorry?
Are we expecting anything Ego Drive? After Ego, expecting something?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. We are expecting. We are expecting, just that I cannot tell you the title now, because I only get my title after the book is complete. As I'm writing,
is it going to be
title keep
is it going to
changing.
be is it a novel or poetry or drama? Or what are we expecting next?
It's a novel. We're expecting a novel. A novel. Another fiction.
Okay. Before we go, take another chapter in the book and give us a few paragraphs. Let your fans out there get to feel your book once more.
Okay. Okay, this time I will read from the beginning. Twilight was already created, replacing the bright rays of the setting sun. Hurried movement as pedestrians and vehicles tried to outdo each other in an attempt to make it to their destinations. It was a few minutes past 6 p.m., the time of the evening when most businesses closed for the day, and the streets are suddenly overflowing with people pouring to their homes. Amidst the hustle and bustle, a commercial bus from Port pulled into Boko main motor park. An exhausted driver in the front seat of the bus signed loudly. It's always Bendo Akili said inaudibly. But today, the usual excitement he always felt whenever in Boko, the town where he was born and raised, eluded him. The usual excitement of being home was instead replaced by uneasiness. A feeling of uncertainty gripped Bembo's heart as he wondered what awaited him at home. For 9 months, he had fought against visiting his hometown. The desire to see William, the love of his life, and mother of his 2-year-old daughter, had been so overwhelming. It was a big surprise he had been able to keep away for 9 months. Everything, however, changed 5 days ago when Bembo received a call from Awa, his sister. Lillian is very sick. She was rushed to the hospital this morning. Even though Bembo knew of Lillian's ill health, he was still taken aback by the news of her being hospitalized. Lillian was diagnosed with hepatitis B a few months after giving birth to Dulcie, their daughter. But as far as Bembo could remember, her condition had been stable. She was taking her medicines and responding well to them. Bembo had even told her she must have been fully cured. Immediately after the call from Awa, Bembo asked for a 3-day leave. He could no longer get face with the woman who meant so much to him. She was known in the hospital bed, and his presence and support were necessary. Bembo was only over 5 days later. His supervisor and company, which was just started at the movement, was in the middle of a very important project, and all hands were needed on them. A day before his application was approved, Bembo received another message. Lillian wasn't getting any better. Her case was now very critical, and I wondered why Bembo wasn't in Boko already. Awa was the blunt and impatient type. Bembo headed home as soon as he was travel. Throughout the 7-hour journey, he could think of nothing else but Lillian. He felt sad that she was sick, but he wasn't worried. He was confident that she would recover, and together with their daughter, they would spend the rest of their life happier than ever before. He only needed to lay a foundation for the dream that had completely occupied him for the past 10 years. Then he would have sufficient time to start building a family. As the boss got closer to him, memories of Lillian became even more vivid in Bembo's mind. The joys, the love, the tears, the heartbreaks, all combined with sweet feelings in his mind. Okay, that's another paragraph from Eagle Drive. Hello?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Minefield Publishing, the place where you unleash your creative genius.
Can you hear me?
Write the book you've always dreamed of. Tell that unique story of yours. Minefield Publishing is a place to be for both online and print publishing. Welcome to Minefield Publishing Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn live interview. Meet your host, Adentu Oroso, the author of the #1 Amazon bestseller, Titan Race.
Welcome back. I'm very sorry for having a huge connectivity problem. Terna Abu is Terna Abu is reading an excerpt from his book, River Benue, won the Anna Prize for Prose 2020. So Mr. Taylor, it's been wonderful talking to you. We're expecting more from your term. that it's not even the money that is the foundation to our heights. Thank you for being a wonderful guest. I hope to see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Yes. Thank you.
Of winner prize for Anna. It's been a wonderful time chatting with him. I hope to be back some other time. Keep a date with us. This is the usual Mindfield Publishing, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn interview series. I'm your regular host, Edento Oroso. Before I sign out, I want you to take this.
Titan Rays. The abrupt realignment of forces by the guardians of the black hole 25,000 years ago ended the civilization of Atlantis in a deluge. Netudio, the then Earth Guardian, reincarnates with the mandate to steer the modern world away from the fate of Atlantis. Netu realizes, however, that two things do not occupy the same space as his heart longs for beautiful Iron and Lena, two Avengers from his past. Whilst trying to act the Guardian script, an intricate web of love and hate ensues as Netu's instinct of survival come alive, setting the stage for a brilliant drama of wit, gut, and sorcery.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Meet you some other time.